Next up is this little cutie. This is Java. Java is my Aphanopelma samani, blue color form. Java might eat, so let's give it a try. Java probably will disappear as soon as I open this top, but we will see. Sometimes we'll stick around. Doesn't really like it when I move that top. He's doing better though. Used to just completely fly down into the burrow. But let's give Java a worm here. There we go. Now Java is known to do a happy dance or two. Let's see if we'll get one here. Like I said, that beautiful tarantula, that blue color form really showing here. Starting to see the markings on the legs as well this past molt, which I like. Used to be super skittish, but is now a little bit more brave, and hopefully will continue to get more brave. Alright, well, doesn't look like we're going to get a dance. So let's move on to the next. Alright, next up is going to be a little hard to record. Put some light down there. But next up is Gladys. Gladys is my green bottle blue. Starting to get some of that blue on the legs. Let's see if Gladys would like a mealworm. The last molt that I got from Gladys looked to be male, so Gladys might need an... I'm probably not going to change the name actually, but let's see. Gladys will eat. Let's move the camera around here. Like I said, I'm probably not going to change the name. I still like the name. You know, it's from the video game. It's from Portal. Sorry, I know this lighting doesn't really do much, but awfully pretty. And will only get prettier in my opinion. A lot of people really like the sling colors, but I think the juvenile and adult colors are way cooler. So, excited to see those. I'm going to top off the water dish and we will move on. Alright. Next up is my Idiothele Mira, named Rafiki. You can see Rafiki's butt. Rafiki is a trapdoor tarantula, however, has seemed to mostly abandon the trapdoor and is kind of always out in the open over here. Has laid down a ton of webbing, but completely refuses to molt. I think Rafiki's broken. This tarantula will not molt, just continues to eat, and I'm not going to try to feed it because I really just need to try to wait it out. But I did feed, I attempted to feed when I got home, which was about 5-6 days ago. Yeah. It is broken. So once the molt happens, I'll probably move into a larger enclosure We'll see if Rafiki starts to do the trapdoor behavior again. But now, for the most part, the hole of the trapdoor, there is no lid anymore. It's completely open all the time. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this one, but still moving around, still seems fine, just won't molt. But we'll move on. Alright, next up is Ancho. Ancho is my Brachypelma emilia, and almost always hides the minute I touch this enclosure. So we are going to try it. We're going to try to feed Ancho, but I'm pretty sure that once I lift this lid, Ancho will try to disappear. Yep. So I'm going to drop a worm up here and see if we can't convince Ancho to come up. Okay, well, that's about as good as it gets with this one. Get a light down in there. Always hiding anytime I touch the lid. Lets me move the enclosure around, but not the lid. Don't touch my lid. But yeah, can't wait to see this one get bigger and more vibrant. But so far so good, just a good eater. Yeah, let's move on. Alright, next up is my O species Hottie Hottie, named Cheshire, which is quite famous now for deciding to run into my armpit in previous video. But as far as this enclosure goes, and this current state of Cheshire is doing pretty good. See if I can get... You're not going to really be able to see too much. Has a burrow down there underneath this piece of wood. If you move it around to the side, has another exit there, and move up to the top, like 2 more exits over here. Last time that I fed this one, it refused, so it is in pre-molt. So we aren't going to really try to feed it. I'm going to top up the water dish, and we'll move on. Alright, next up is Deku. Deku is my Psalmopoeus cambridgei. This tea's doing really well. Molted not too long ago. I think about a month ago. A little bit, maybe about 3 weeks ago. Is doing good. Gonna be getting a new enclosure for this one soon. I have one ready. However, there is like a gap where the hinge is that is a little too close for comfort when it comes to whether Deku would be able to escape from that. So, not too well. Crap. Alright, well, I dropped the worm all the way down, which is not what I was wanting to do. I was hoping we would be able to get a look at this one. Oh, you get a leg. Okay, well, sorry to disappoint with this one, but you will be getting probably a rehousing video soon. So, yeah, it's just fighting the worm. Okay, well, stay tuned for that. We'll move on. Alright, next up is a new acquisition from right before I left. I went to the Kansas City Reptile Show and got this one. If this lid would cooperate here. There we go. This is a Grammostola pulchra, which we have named Quill. Let's give Quill some more water. I'm going to be rehousing Quill here soon as well. Quill decided to attack the water. So, even though this one's pretty plump, let's see if Quill will take a worm. Okay, Quill will. So, quite the eater, I guess. Get a little bit of light here. Yeah, so hopefully the, whoop, fine. Didn't want to be in that light anymore. Well, hopefully the black color that this species gets will come through on this next molt. Do you see some small bald patches? So maybe this one's been kicking hairs around the enclosure getting ready for a molt. But yep, getting a new enclosure probably this weekend for this one, so guys look forward to that rehousing. But we will move on. That was Quill, Grammostola pulchra. Alright. Here we have my Nandu chromatus named Silva. Let's see if we can lid here. See its little butt right over there. Don't know if we can get it to eat, but I'm gonna put some water in here. Looks like there's some substrate in that water container that's kind of sucking it out, but I'll fix that in a minute. Let me see if I can find an appropriately sized worm that we can try to feed. Man, all the worms in this small worm container I bought. Oh, there we go. I was about to say, almost all of them are way too big. Yeah, this tea's been a little on the skittish side, as you can tell, but nothing too crazy. It does like to go after food when there's food available. Didn't get that nearly close enough, but maybe it will still get the job done. Okay, I was trying to drop it at the other entrance so that it would just go through and get it, but I don't know if it's close enough for it to even feel that it's in there. So, I might just leave that one in there. See if it gets it later. If not, I'll remove it. But yep, that is Silva, and I guess Silva's butt. Yeah, let's move on. Alright, next up is the smallest tea in my collection. This is my Bumba Cabocla, named Spell. Probably won't get to see Spell, but we can try to lure spell out here with this worm. Still pretty tiny. Molted not too long ago. Some water in there. Yeah, can't really see. Kind of hiding out way down in there, but yeah. Sorry guys, but that is Spell, my Bumbukaboka. Alright, another new addition is my Orphanaka species Panay Blue, which I have named Gengar. And Gengar has a burrow underneath this log. Yeah, let's see if we can at least get something to happen here. This species is quite the pet hole and has been proving so. Plan on rehoming it eventually. This is the container that it came in. Not the biggest fan of. Let's see if we can't. Nothing. Well, this one might be in pre-molt, but yeah, I'll try to get a picture of it, or we will rehouse it in the future. Let's move on. Alright, next up is Midas. Midas is my Nandu Tripepi. Heavy and pre-molt right now. Man, we can try to feed Midas, but I don't foresee it happening, but let's give it a whirl. Sorry, it's hard to focus. My camera doesn't like to focus on things quite so close up. Really, that's kind of the only way I can get a good view on Midas. But as soon as I touch this, I think Midas is probably going to disappear. Yep. So that's kind of what happens. Just gonna try to back up a bit here. Okay, let me see if we can't. The only problem here is that the worm is going to fall down into that hole. So we probably won't see much, but let's try it. Okay, Midas immediately ran from it, so Midas is not hungry. But yeah, we'll move on. Alright, next up is Khan. Khan is my Davis Pentaloras. Not really good lighting on him, but heavy pre-molt, still refuses to molt for me. I assume that even if I was to put a worm in there, he probably would gobble it up. Because, yeah, he just continues to rain terror on all feeders instead of waiting and molting. So I'm not going to try to feed Khan because he needs the molt, and his abdomen is huge. So we'll just wait Khan out and keep the water dish full. But yeah, that is Khan.